Right then, hello guys, how are we all doing? Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to K Days or K Diaries here. Welcome back to my channel for the Players Championship 21, but also the Betfred 2025 World Matchplay field confirmed. So before you get into the YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button, like and comment, leave your comments below. Right then, so Bradley Brooks. One of the stories of the Pro Tour so far, Bradley Brooks won his maiden PDC Pro Tour title with a sensational string of displays at Wednesday's Players Championship 21 in Leicester, and he's now aiming to establish himself amongst the sports elite stars. The former World Youth Champion won back his PDC Tour card in January and made a huge impression as a standout performer at the Mattioli Arena to scope 15,000 top prize. Brook is now set for a return to the Paddy Power World Darts Championship in December, having made back-to-back appearances at London's Alexander Palace prior to relinquishing his tour card. The 25-year-old stared in Players Championship 21 with a series of high-quality performances. He reached his first Players Championship final. Brook averaged over 108 in his first two games, defeated William Borland and Chris Dobie before edging out Brendan Dolan and James Wade in deciding legs. But then he cruised past Josh Rock 6-1 in the quarterfinals tie between the former World Youth Champions before coming from 3-0 down to 6-5 down to edge out James Horrell in the semis and sets up a showdown against Gerwin Price. Brooks secured an early breaker throw with a high standard start to the final with a 13-darter as he opened up a key 3-1 lead, advantage which he could never really relinquish against the former world champion. Price hit back and trailed 4-3, 5-4 and 6-5, landing a 12-darter along the way, but crucially was never able to level. Despite hitting 5 doubles from 7 attempts, Brooks finished 79 to move to in the brink of victory at 7-5, and when Price uncharacteristically missed 8 darts a double in the next leg, the Blackburn ace scoped to close out victory on tops. So Brook has initially progressed from the JDC circuit to win his PDC Tour card at age just 17. But feels he's now in a place to establish himself firmly amongst the sports elite following his return to the professional circuit. So Price, last weekend's Superbet Poland Darts Masters winner, defeated Colin Osborne and Dimitri Vandenberg in his opening two matches and dropped only one leg in each of his next 2 victories against Daryl Gurney and Dave Chisnell. He produced a finishing masterclass in his 6-2 quarter-final win over Krzysztof Ratajski before seeing off Andrew Gilding 7-4 in the semis. However, he was unable to land a 4th Players Championship victory of 2025 as Brooks claimed victory in Wednesday's decider. Horrell also impressive in Leicester as he reached a first Players Championship semi-final, seeing off World Youth Champion Guillaume Van Veen and informed Cameron Menzies during 5 victories on the day. Gilding, meanwhile, fired in a 105 average to defeat Tuesday's PC20 winner Damon Heta in the last 16, and also edged over Tom against Dom Taylor during his run to a 4th Players Championship semi-final of the year. Ratajski had kept alive his hopes of snatching qualification for the Betfred World Matchplay and his run to the quarterfinals, but Price proved too strong to deny the Polish Eagle a Blackpool appearance. Grand Slam of Darts runner-up Martin Lutman's World Matchplay chances were ended in the 3rd round against Dave Chisnell. While the former Blackpool finalist Michael Smith's first round loss to Seba Chakal sees him missing out on the Winter Gardens spot for the first time in 12 years. The Dutchman Dirk van Dijvenbode powered his 2nd Players Championship 9-darter of 2025 during his first round win over Jim Williams, following with a trio of perfect legs in Tuesday's event. Wednesday's event concluded the Players Championship doubleheader in Leicester with the European Tour returning to action this weekend at the 18 Eltham Safety Shoes Baltic Sea Darts Open in Kiel in Germany from July the 11th to the 13th. Before that, match play. Right, the World Matchplay. The field for the 2025 Betfred World Matchplay has been confirmed as the world number one Luke Humphries sets his sights on back-to-back titles in Blackpool later this month. So the 32-player field for the Sports Summers Show piece was confirmed following the conclusion of Players Championship 21 in Leicester on Tuesday, which was won by the former world youth champion Bradley Brooks, but it wasn't enough to get into the match play surely. But this year's World Match Play sees the sports top names return to the iconic Winter Gardens from July the 19th to the 27th as the star-studded 32-player field compete for the converted Phil Taylor Trophy. But they will go head-to-head across 9 days of action in Blackpool as the top 16 players from the Werner Rankings ladder are joined by the 16 qualifiers for the one-year Pro Tour rankings. The reigning champion Humphries will be the top seed in the 800,000 event as he bids to join Rod Harrington, Phil Taylor and Michael van Gerwen, become the only fourth player in history to retain the title. The world champion Luke Littler returns to Innsbruck as a number 2 seed, with the three-time World Matchplay winner Van Gerwen seeded third. The former Masters champion Stephen Bunting, 2023 World Matchplay runner-up Johnny Clayton will be 4th and 5th seeds respectively, while Chris Dobie enters the frame in 6th position. The former World Matchplay champions Nathan Aspinall 8th, James Wade 7th, James Wade 9th, Rob Cross 10th, Damon Hector 7th, will also be among the seeded stars alongside 2022 finalist Gerwin Price, who is seeded 11th, Dave Chisnell number 12, Scottish icons Gary Anderson and Peter Wright, champions in 2018 and 2021 respectively. Ross Smith number 14 also make up the top 16 as Anderson returns to the seeding positions for the first time in 3 years, and Danny Nopper number 16 seed. The German number 1 Martin Schindler headlines the 16 Pro Tour qualifiers based on prize money won in the European Tour events and Players Championships within the last year. Northern Ireland's newly crowned World Cup winners Josh Rock and Daryl Gurney will both feature as the World Youth Champions Jan van Veen, who was a Blackpool debutant 12 months ago. Cameron Menzies and Wessel Nyman will be the two newcomers in this year's field, while the World Grand Prix champion Mike de Decker makes his return alongside Dutch duo Dirk van Dijvenbode and Jermaine Watamina. The 16 Pro Tour qualifiers also include 2023 finalist Joe Cullen and Dutch icon Raymond van Barneveld. The World Matchplay runner-up back in 2010. Van Barneveld claimed a penultimate spot in the 32-player field, with Ryan Joyce's qualification only confirmed in last gasp fashion on Wednesday. So with more players like Ricardo Pietrasco, Luke Woodhouse, Ryan Searle in there. Joyce faced a nervous wait in his bid for qualification, but feeded off a challenge of Poland's number 1 Krzysztof Ratajski to secure a third appearance at the Innsbruck Ballroom. Ratajski, a semi-finalist in 2021, needed to reach the Players Championship 21 final to overhaul, although he was beaten by Price in the last 8 in Leicester, while Brooks' run to take a maiden Pro Tour title was not enough to secure him qualification. Poland's premier player Ratajski will be one of the several big-name absentees in Blackpool, with 2022-23 world champion Michael Smith missing out on qualification for the first time since 2013. The European champion Richie Edhouse also fell short in his qualification bid, while Dimitri Vandenberg, the World Matchplay winner in 2020, sees his run 5 consecutive appearances to come to an end. Brendan Dolan did not qualify for that event, but the draw for the Betfred World Matchplay pits the PDC's top 16 against the 16 Pro Tour representatives will be made on Thursday, July the 10th. and it will be posted on BDC's and Betfred's social media channels, so keep an eye on tomorrow. But what a dramatic day is coming. What a dramatic day is today. What a dramatic day. We saw shocks, surprises, a few upsets, but I can't wait for that draw. Matchplay 2025 could be box office. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Peace out. Good night.